All right. So we are going here. So, all right. So Trump and the NFL. There you go. That's the topic.
All right. So I guess we could start about what you think about the whole thing.
Oh well, you know, here what I think basically, what I think of it is that since they're not really forced, one way or the other, because there's always like other teams, they can join. I believe I said it in a comment. Probably the best way. This Hold on, I'll just pull it up real quick so I could just say that. So basically, I just said as far as the coaches or owners or whoever kicking them off the team, they have a right to do it. Or actually, well, I was actually talking about the players. Yeah, so they have a right to do it, but they don't have the right to not have any repercussions. And
Right.
they are voluntarily on the team, so it's not like they're forced to abide by all the rules, and they can go to another team that will allow it. So, and that's basically what they can do if they want to.
Yeah, and there's proof that there are other teams that will allow it too, by the way. After he gave his thing and everyone had their hissy fits and wanted to kneel or whatever, those other teams will accept it. But this is the thing. In the speech, basically Trump said, in my opinion, I would fire them, right?
You're fired. That was
As
funny when he
opposed,
was doing that. Dude, that was so
yeah,
funny.
you're fired. No. But it's like that's the thing, politicians aren't allowed to have opinions, you know. If they do, the person from the people from the other side will ridicule them or whatever. Um, and on
Yeah.
top of that, it's like they don't look at it as the right belongs to the individual who does the demonstration or whatever, and the private owner, the person who has a
Yeah.
right to not want to do that. Like if I was working someplace and had a meeting, they were like, everyone stand up. And I was like, no, I'm going to kneel because of racial violence or whatever. My boss would have every right to fire me.
Right. I mean, because you're voluntarily, working there or an employee or whatever you want to consider, you know, you're
Yeah.
on the team.
And when these people, that's the thing, NFL is a show. It's all about showmanship, right? Like it's a sport, but people watch it for the spectacle and stuff. And whether you like it or not, there's a lot of fans that want you to stand for the national anthem, right? You have to cater. That's their business, you know?
Yeah, well, one thing, I'll say, um, I don't see why they think that, like, kneeling or whatever really does anything in the end. I mean,
I
when,
mean, it starts with more shit.
well,
It
yeah,
makes things more polarized.
I mean, it does kind of start a controversy, but, if they actually wanted to try and fix some of these things, they make fucking millions of dollars. They would have the resources to actually make a difference. But what do they spend their money on? Like, no, not not trying to fix those problems. They'll just kneel down, and then just because they're a public figure or famous or whatever, then they think that that's all they need to do, and then other people would actually do the hard work of changing things.
Right. And, you know, and this is another thing, do people actually want the national anthem thing taken out? What? What change are they going for? And they use the excuse that, well, Trump was acting like a big child or whatever. Um, well, what are you doing then if you're kneeling? I don't like what someone said, so I'm going to start protesting and doing this and stuff. And They have no self-awareness. And this is another thing. The people that want the national anthem and stuff, I don't even like football. I don't even like football fans. I think the majority of them are fucking knuckle draggers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if it matters about the fans of football that much, but um, it's just it's kind of just like it's just disrespectful. But we're not saying, oh well, then you're banned from doing it, or you should like get locked up, or something like severe punishment for doing it. It's just like it's kind of like one of those things that are expected to do. Just at least, hey, like play football. Do all this spectacle things, and then stand for the national anthem, and then just play football. Like,
Well,
there's not too much that they're expected to do.
yeah. And, I don't even care about whether, people think it's respectful or not. At the end of the day, it's what they want them to do. You know? I mean, they could want them to play football, on their hands instead of running. Whatever stupid thing they want. That's their prerogative because they're the fans of the sport. So,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see it like if the coach, wanted them to do some sort of play or whatever. I mean, I believe they have like an offensive coach and then a defensive coach, so they for for how the game's going, and it's like if they just like said, no, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna do my own thing. And it's kind of similar to that because it's just like they just feel like, oh, I'll just do this for just whatever reason that I think is better than what you think.
yeah, and that's the thing. They don't understand, like, you know, these people get put on a pedestal. At the end of the day, they're working a fucking job. They don't get to just make whatever decision they want.
So I do have this video of Trump. Um, so Trump on
Is
NFL.
it the,
It's like the 3 minute
is it this?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna go over
You
it real
love to
quick.
see one of
It will the audio you won't. I don't think the audio you'll be able to hear, but it'll be in the recording. So I'm just going to play it and then just we'll
these
just-
NFL
Let it speak for
when
itself.
somebody disrespects our flag.
yeah.
To say, get that son of a
Just
bitch
pause
off
it
the
or whatever if
field
we got
right
something to
now.
say.
Out. He's
So basically, I don't know if the captions would work. They probably
I
wouldn't.
love to see one of these NFL
So it's like, wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL players?
when somebody disrespects our flag. To say, get that son of a bitch off the
Yeah,
field
phrasing is
right
everything.
now.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
when they disrespect a flag, wouldn't you love to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now? So that's basically what he said. So, um, it I mean, I just don't. I'm not really like mad at him. For
Yeah.
saying that.
It's like yeah, you can have a million different things to say about that. But the
Out.
thing
He's
is,
fired.
it's just the number of people that hop onto rights being
Fired.
denied. Well, that's the thing. Like, you could say he's wrong. You could say he's just,
Yeah.
putting on a show for people in Alabama because that's where that speech was being held.
Right. And wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I
But
don't know why I can't say
it's
that.
it's just an incredibly long step to take from that, him saying that to people's rights being denied. What? They can do it, but that's the thing. If Trump was there, he would say fired. That's the thing. But he's not there. He's the
Yeah.
president instead because
He's not right. I mean, he's just saying like theoretically, pretty much. Like, I mean, or like, wouldn't you love to say like he was just it was just kind of like a thought, kind of, that he thought maybe some
Yeah.
people would agree with, but I don't know. It's just weird.
you're not allowed to say things people agree with unless it's something coming from the left.
So I'll just go over just a little bit longer. I mean, it's 3 minutes, so. And so when he said fire, just an applause. So I mean, that was pretty fucking funny when I saw that. Because he said it pretty good. And then they're chanting USA.